Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 69. On Wednesday, June 16th, 2021. Yes, we're 11 years old here today. I am your host, Trevor Ohlsen. It's a pleasure to be here. Let's get that energy up. Let's get that enthusiasm up. You in a car! You in a car! You in a car! Have you ever seen that video of when it's something like, you get a bee and you get a bee or something like that, and like there's like bees attacking everywhere. I think it's like a beehive. You get a beehive and you get a beehive, or I can't remember what it was, but a pleasure to be here, folks. As always, happy Wednesday. Not hump day. No one's humping. You might be dry humping if you're alone. But no, not a hump day. We're not halfway through the week. We are here, conscious, experiencing another miraculous day of human existence, of life. Can you believe it? I have a difficult time conceptualizing reality from time to time. And I have moments where I'm looking around and I go, this isn't real. Like, I think we all have those moments where we have a sense that reality is beyond our limited five senses, right? We've got five. That's right. Yeah, because there's a movie called The Sixth Sense. I think we all kind of can understand that. We all kind of have that feeling that reality there's more to it than we'll ever understand due to the limited five senses that we have. And every now and again, I have a moment of, I'm just looking around. I'll be talking to like another human being, and I go, this is just wild. It's like, this is crazy that this is happening. And then when you have like really, really special moments where you're like really connecting with another person, then it's like, wow. And actually when you're really connecting with another person, or you're locked in to something that you're doing that's meaningful, then everything actually feels right. And then you don't really question reality. It's all making sense. But every now and again, it's like I imagine it's what people who are smoking the marijuana are feeling, something like that. I don't know. Whenever I smoked weed, I didn't start questioning reality. Although I became very paranoid, which is pretty typical for people who smoke weed, and I definitely didn't like that. I remember one time I was at a show with my sister. I went to Blackstone Pizza with a buddy and then my sister, and there was music going on, and it was so loud to me because I had taken like 2 hits off a blunt. No, not a blunt, off a joint, and I took 2 hits off a joint, and the music was too much. And then this dude came and tried to talk to us, and it was like, like this. It's what it felt like, just like this conscious being to my right that I was like, I cannot communicate with this person right now. And so I didn't look at him. I didn't speak with him. But it was clear that he was trying to have a conversation with me. But I just let my sister talk, and I was like, I cannot do this. And that was, I think, probably one of the last times I smoked weed. I've been sober, you guys, for like March, April, May, June, for 13 plus months. Crazy. I really can't believe that's the case. And also, it's kind of made me like look at other aspects of my life, like other areas of my life that I want to get more control over. I was like, well, what am I doing with alcohol? Because I've got that under control. And what am I doing from a physical standpoint? Because I've got that under control. And let's see if we can unravel it together, because I haven't actually given it any thought. Maybe it's time and competence and persistency, because I mean, I've been really locked in fitness-wise for 8 years now, and even longer than that. And I had a physical discipline physical discipline began for me at the age of 10 when I signed up for Taekwondo. So we were always doing difficult things that challenged us, and we were growing, and we were being rewarded with a belt system, which showed that we were moving up the hierarchy, so to speak. And you can apply that. And I learned at an early age that just like how I went from white belt to green belt, from green belt to blue belt to brown belt to brown stripe to black. Yes, I became a black person. You can make that parallel in every other aspect of your life. Okay, so I was a white belt Now I'm a black belt. How did I do that? Well, I showed up every week and I worked really hard and I practiced and I was focused and I was dedicated and I put a ton of hours into it and I worked and I was disciplined and I was focused. Okay, how can I stop drinking alcohol? Oh, and then just apply that same discipline. Like how can I become a better singer, a better writer, a better performer? It's like same parallel. You just have to focus. You have to work. You have to be disciplined. You have to just be persistent and take a step forward every day. That's kind of what I tell myself every day. Or like I ask God to allow me to take a step forward. Help me just take a step forward today. I really like this idea that Steve Harvey said in his book, Jump. It was something like, if you take one step forward, God takes two. So you're moving 3 steps forward. It's just breaking things down into day-by-day disciplines. That, I think that really helps. That really helps me. So if you're, I feel like I always have so much spit in my mouth. Maybe I have an overactive saliva gland. Is that a thing? Overactive saliva gland. I'm just talking, spit's rolling down my face. I can't stop it. It's overactive. Don't judge me. If you are struggling to get shit done, I would say, especially if you're trying to accomplish a big task, like maybe you want a salary bump, or let's use or like maybe you want to lose weight. Let's do that one, because that one's pretty relatable for most people, and a lot of people want to lose weight. Maybe my body's telling me I'm dehydrated. That could be it. So you want to lose weight, do you? I think this is how you can approach that. So let's say you're 200 pounds and you want to get down to $175. Okay. End goal, 25 pounds of weight loss. Okay. First things first, setting a realistic timeline for that weight loss goal, 25 pounds. Now, I'm just going to be kind of arbitrary here. Let's say 1 year. Okay. So 365 days to lose a fat cat's worth of body fat off your body. How much you looking to lose? I'd like to lose a fat cat's worth. Oh, so about 25? Yeah, roughly. A fat cat's worth. I just make myself laugh. So he got 365 days to lose 25 pounds. Let's do some math. Let's find out. Calculator. 365 divided by 25. Is that right? So you got to lose 14.6 pounds a day. See, I did that totally wrong. This is why we're not in math. 25, that's it. 25 pounds. 25 divided by 365. 0.06. 0.06, right? 0.06. What does that mean? Fucking math. So you got to lose 0.06, right? Shit! I don't know the math. 0.06 worth of weight per day for a year? Right, yes. No. Hold on. Okay, 365 divided by 25. No, shit, I did that again. 25 divided by 365 divided by 365. Okay, yes. 0.06. Now I'm going to times that by 365. And equals 25. That's it. So you'll have to lose like, why not? Is that, I want to say half a pound a day, but that's not pound. That's like 0.06. You got to lose 0.06 something a day, okay? So it's a measurable, broken down goal. It's really backfired on me. Really good advice, Trevor. Basically, you want to break it down. You want to break it down, and you want to focus not on the year, you want to have the year in mind. Have your 6-month goal in mind, your 3-month goal, all that shit that you read about in self-help books. Have those in mind, but then just focus on the day-to-day tasks. That's really that's where the difference is made. Because everything, all the change comes in what we do today. So if you got to lose that 25 pounds, if you want to lose that 25 pounds, just breaking it down day by day. Okay, what should I be doing today? Have I worked out? Have I drank a lot of water? Have I eaten healthy food? Am I regulating my drug and alcohol use? Am I being social? Like, just start breaking it down into daily measurable tasks instead of going, I just got to lose 25 pounds. And like, that's just really kind of vague, and it's vague. You need more clarity. I really like the idea of what is it? It's something like radical change. Actually, I have the note right here. Let's pull it up. Pull up the old quote. Hopefully this goes better than doing some math. Let's see. What was it called? Radical. Here we go. Meaningful change does not require radical change. I like that idea very much. In fact, I haven't looked at these notes in a while. So I always take notes when I read books. And I took some notes on the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, which I know I've talked about, but it's really great. And I've only got like 18 notes here, so let's go over. Let's look through. Let's see what the old brain took into account. Note number 1: change your identity, change your outcome. Decide. Yeah, so changing your identity, changing your outcome. Okay. Let's move on. Focus. Number 2, focus on who you wish to become rather than what you want to achieve. Oh, so there you go. Who do you want to be instead of losing that 25 pounds? You want to be a fat, lazy piece of shit with no energy, lethargic, neurotic, psychotic? Or do you want to be a stable, healthy, energetic, zealous, vibrant individual? Is that what you want? I like that idea. Great reminder, James. Yeah. I've heard Jordan Peterson say that too, like asking his students, like, who do you want to be? Not like, how much money do you want to make and what kind of house do you want? What kind of fucking car do you want to drive? All that material shit. Like, who do you want to be as a man or a woman? Like, do you want to be honest and have integrity and be trustworthy and be disciplined and have perseverance and be focused and be kind and loving and generous and optimistic and reject victimhood? Like, these are the questions we should be asking ourselves, and then we can observe ourselves through self-awareness. For the most part, we can watch ourselves and pay attention to, okay, well, I want to be this type of person. Maybe banging a hooker isn't in alignment with that vision. What do? You stop banging hookers. You're welcome. So focus on who you wish to become, not what you want to achieve. So disregard everything I said earlier about the 25 pounds. This one stood out to me. I remember this one. I don't even have to read the notes. People, yes, I do. Here we go. Don't get too attached to one version of your identity. Remember that people are malleable. This one was big for me because I recognized in myself that I was getting too attached to one version of my identity. Who am I? I'm a singer-songwriter. I can't do a podcast. I'm a singer-songwriter. You know, I can't do personal training. I'm a singer-songwriter. Well, how about, I had to let go of that old version, and that's like a micro death, if you will. When you let go of one version of your identity, and then you move into a new version of, you take on a new identity. So, if I wanted to really sound like a douchebag, American singer-songwriter, producer, podcaster, personal trainer, like, you know what I mean? Even just changing that, well, in my case, as all my shit online, I think, and just keeping like my bio updated, I think it said American singer-songwriter and producer Trevor Ohlsen, something like that. American singer-songwriter, producer, guitarist, pianist, record producer Trevor Ohlsen, boom. But I was just like, oh shit, I'm doing a podcast now, so I guess I'm a podcaster. So hey, everybody, welcome to the stage, to the phone, to the cell phone screen. American singer-songwriter, producer, and podcaster Trevor Ohlsen. And then even just taking on this personal training gig that I'm doing, which I really like. I'm also a part-time personal trainer as well. So, I mean, and that's led to growth as a person, especially as a personal trainer. It's led to more knowledge in the fitness realm. Like it's led to growth, and that's because I was able to not be so attached to one version of my identity. So being cognizant of that is helpful. Number 4, the more you repeat a behavior, the more you reinforce the identity associated with that behavior. So if you're jerking off to porn a lot, the more you're cranking your wank, what was that one time what was it, something like greasing the slug? I can't say that. I can't say that without laughing. Grease up the slug. That just sounds so fucking gross. The more you repeat a behavior, the more you reinforce the identity associated with that behavior. So, say you're compulsively masturbating to pornography, which there's probably more of you doing that than we'd all like to admit. I'll include myself in there. What do we got to do? What do we got to do to stop that? We have to, stop repeating that behavior, because we are reinforcing the identity associated with that behavior. We need to upgrade and expand our identity. So instead of looking at yourself as a compulsive pornography masturbating human being, you could be like, hey, what would you do? It's not going to be easy, folks. Nothing's easy, but we don't want it to be easy. You just have to start, again, taking it day by day and asking yourself, who do you want to be? Like, who are you as a person? And if this is a habit you want to stop, that you're not proud of, how can you stop it? And the more you repeat a behavior, the more... I'm trying to solve the world. I'm trying to solve your problems here. I didn't expect this one. I'm not ready. Let's keep moving on. Maybe if we keep reading, we can tie it all together and come back to it. So upgrade and expand your identity. Your habits contribute most. Is the evidence that shapes your identity. I think I typed that in wrong. Your habits contribute most is the evidence. Shit, I typed that in wrong, something like that. Let's see. Let your values, principle, and identity drive the loop rather than the results until you make the... This is one of my favorite lines. I got to figure out if this is by Freud or Jung. Until you make the conscious unconscious. I love this line. Oh, it was Carl Jung. Okay, shocker. So this quote here, it's tying into another book I'm reading right now. So until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Is that not a wise saying? That one really, holy cow, we're 18 minutes in. Blasting through this. I am a raging narcissist. I just love the sound of my own voice. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. I'm reading another book right now by Dr. Robert Glover because I loved his book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, so much. I was like, I want to read everything this guy's got out there. And I think he really only has like one or two more. But the other one is Dating Essentials for Men. And as a man on the market, always looking to improve every aspect of my life, why not up the dating game? That'd be good. I think I could use some upgrading there. And he, right away in the beginning of the book, starts talking about the self-limiting beliefs that we hold. And these self-limiting beliefs, we might not even be aware of them. And becoming aware of them, it is totally in line with making the unconscious conscious. So, I mean, that's exactly the same thing. Becoming aware of your self-limiting beliefs is a more succinct way of saying it is making the unconscious conscious. And when you know what the belief system you have, when you know what kind of beliefs that you're holding on to, when you know them, now you can update them. And you can update the roadmap so to speak. But until you make those unconscious beliefs conscious, they will direct your life and you'll call it fate. Isn't that brilliant? I think it's really something. I think so. Okay, keep moving. Number 10, come on down. Many people think they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity. Okay. Yeah, well, we need to be clear about what we want. That seems pretty straightforward. Redesign your life so the actions that matter most are also the actions that are easiest to do. I'm just going to keep reading these. When you can't win by being better, you can win by being different. Yeah, there you go. So try to stand out, folks. Shave your head and yell into a mic. Until you work as hard as those you admire, don't explain away their success as luck. That's a great reminder, is it not? Because how easy is it to... I've had times in my life where I've looked at successful people and I've had feelings of envy and feelings of jealousy arise that I become aware of, and I go, oh no, I don't want to be jealous or envious of anybody who's successful. That's like Cain killing Abel, killing his ideal. If I look at a really successful musician who's doing everything that I maybe thought in the past or maybe even now that I thought I would like to be doing, and I envied them and I was jealous of their success and I was mad at them for being successful. That's like a metaphorical, that's like metaphorically me killing my ideals, so to speak. So don't explain away other people's success. Like The Rock. The dude's jacked. He does 1 billion movies. He does 1 billion different things all the time. And people just love to go, like, I've always said about getting in shape, like, one of the biggest excuses people do and say is, I just don't have the time. And I always go, well, The Rock is busier than you and I combined, and he makes the time for it. And then I've heard so many people go, yeah, well, he's rich, and he has the resources, and he has people helping him, and he has these things. And it's like, yeah, he didn't have that, though, in the beginning. Like, he built his life. He structured his life. And we don't like to admit to ourselves that 99% of the time we're just being fucking lazy. And we're just not doing enough. And we're not working hard enough. We're not being disciplined enough. We're not being focused enough. And that's pretty much the truth of it. So don't explain away other people's success. And try not to be envious or jealous. So this is like a self-help. This one's a self-help episode, folks. Let's keep moving. I was in the middle of a sentence there, and then I totally lost all track of 30. This is a poorly articulated self-help podcast. All right. When you can... Yep, I read that. Behaviors need to remain novel in order for them to stay attractive and satisfying. I don't even know what novel means. I don't even know the exact definition. Novel. Like a book? Let's see. More definitions. New or unusual in an interesting way. Okay, then how do you keep things new? How do you keep the sex in the bedroom interesting and new? How do we keep the sex novel? I lost it. Behaviors need to remain novel in order for them to stay attractive and satisfying. Successful people are willing to handle the boredom that comes with monotonous work. Yeah. A lot of people ask, well, don't you get bored of weightlifting if you've been doing it for like 8 years? No one's asked me this. I totally just lied to you, which I don't like to lie. No one's asked me that. But I've heard it asked to other people, like, don't you get bored of weightlifting and exercising if you've been doing it for 10 years? Sometimes, but you also just do a good job of mixing things up, and keeping things fresh. That way you don't get bored. But also, you have to just, like, there's been times where, I just show up and maybe it's boring, but I do it, you do it anyway, because that's kind of what it takes. Successful people are willing to handle the boredom that comes with monotonous work. Most successful people's days aren't sexy. They're routinized, methodical, and repetitive. That's something we don't like to really talk about. We think of, we see successful people, we see people on Instagram. How about that? and they're in a fucking swimsuit. It's like a Tuesday. They're on the beach. They're like, YOLO. And they've got like $1 billion in cash. They're laying in also on the beach. We like to think of really successful people as having really, really extraordinary, everyday, moment to moment, these incredible moment to moments, can't talk, all the time, 24/7. And we compare ourselves to that and we go, oh man, this person's like, I don't know, swimming in honey with 12 beautiful women and, with banging six packs, and they're all doing it, like, I don't know, all the time. And he just pushes a button. He's like, oh, I made another million. Like, we think of things like that, but it's definitely the case that, successful people, and radically successful people, billionaires, people really, really successful, they've got all the same problems that we've got. And that's, if you get to any sort of level of meaningful conversation with anybody, you're going to get to the pain in their life and the struggles that they're going through and what they're trying to overcome and the obstacles that are in their way. But, we don't, right here, most successful people's days aren't sexy. They're routinized, methodical, and repetitive. That's because to get in shape, you got to go to the gym every day. To earn a lot of money, you have to not necessarily work every day, but some people really figure out how to do it really effectively so they make shit tons of money even when they're not working, you know what I mean? But they figure that out through their intelligence and by working hard. It didn't just fall into their lap, so to speak. Let's set it up. Let's keep going. Stepping up when it's annoying or painful or draining to do so. That's what makes the difference between a professional and an amateur. And I have one more note. The way to be successful is to learn how to do things right, then do them the same way every time. Back to the routinized, methodical, repetitive work. Figure out how to do something right and then just keep doing that. Figure it out and just keep hit that hot button. Ding, 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 ding. Like, got it. Finally found it. Ding, ding. Just keep dinging it. Yeah. So those are the notes I have on Atomic Habits. Nice job, James Clear. That's a great book. If you haven't read it, I would definitely say check it out. It's really evidence-based, and I know I've talked about it, and it's easy to understand. It's easy to understand, and it's just really good. It's really clear. It's really direct, and I found it quite enjoyable. And I really like the fact that line, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. I really, really like how that ties into Robert Glover's book, Dating Essentials for Men, and the self-limiting beliefs and how we have to become aware of those before we can change them. Otherwise, they'll direct our life and we'll just call it fate, guys. Yeah. So, all right, we're like pretty much there. We got like a minute and a half left. What else? I'll keep shooting the shit with you. It's a beautiful day here in the Upper Peninsula. Oh, good. He's talking about the weather now. I've been getting out fishing a lot in this last minute. Let's talk fishing. I went out again last night to another location and missed a good number of bass. I kept missing them. And but I caught a nice 15-inch largemouth, which was fun. I caught an 18-inch largemouth the other day, which was great. That was a good bass. Hadn't caught a bass like that in quite a while, so it was fun. But yeah, I've just been getting out a good bit. I hope you guys are getting out too. Get out in that sunshine. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, be sure to, I didn't even say it in the beginning. Shit! Be sure to like and subscribe and, follow along, tag along. If you'd like to sign up hit the notifications bell. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Be sure to sign up too on patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen to support the show. And that's patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Sign up. You'll be able to gain access. you'll gain access to Saturday bonus episodes, which come out every single Saturday, just like this, where you and I just have a nice little conversation, and I talk those little ears off of yours. I know I've got little ears. Do you? All right. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see all of you on Patreon, patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen, on Saturday.